Look, it's always hard to get a production cut where you have countries jockeying to figure out who's going to do more of the work, who's going to do less of the work. I think it's especially hard this time for at least three factors. First, you have Iran, which is being forced to involuntarily cut production by the United States, and the appearance, as you said, of the top U.S.-Iran negotiator in this meeting doesn't help the optics around that. Second, Russia's role in OPEC is still a relatively new phenomenon, and there's still uncertainty about where Russia will be and what they'll agree to. So you want to come out of this meeting tomorrow with something that can survive the meeting with Russia tomorrow when the energy minister returns from Moscow. And then finally, the role of the United States looms large over this meeting, with the president publicly again on Twitter saying we don't want to see production cuts and uncertainty about what Iran volumes will look like in the future because of uncertainty about whether the U.S. is going to take a hard line toward Iran and issue more waivers again.
Well, one of the questions I asked Qatar's energy minister yesterday was, how relevant today is OPEC? And he said, well, they've lost a lot of their relevancy given the preponderance of U.S. when it comes to their energy mix as well as Russia's. And the question, of course, today is what are the markets looking to hear from Bordoff?
Look, I think OPEC still does play an important role balancing the market. When you have a period like we have now, where in the second quarter of next year, you're going to see 1 million or more barrels a day of oversupply, OPEC has the ability to pull that off the market. The United States can't, even with shale, can't be that short cycle and that responsive. It takes time for the U.S. production to respond. So the ability to push up production 1 million or so barrels a day like they did in June, or take that off, can have a real impact on the market. So what the market wants to see is a commitment to do that, and then details that make it believable. What are different countries going to do?
Yeah, and what about President Trump here? Because again and again, pushing for lower prices, a lot of questions of whether he understands the implications fully of what he's been asking these folks to do. Because in the end, lower oil prices are going to hurt U.S. producers as well.
It's a mixed bag for the U.S., right? I mean, for several decades, the lower oil prices were better for the U.S. We were a massive importer. That helped consumers. Now, lower oil prices are better for consumers at the pump, but not so great for producers in the Permian and the Basin and the shale patch. And I'm sure that President Trump has been hearing from the large U.S. shale producers who are telling them, I get you don't want to see oil prices too high, but make sure you don't see them too low either, because that has a negative impact on the U.S. economy more than now than ever before.
So the Iranians saying they want some exemptions here in terms of cuts, and of course we are going to be watching and waiting to hear from these folks today as to who's going to be expected to make these cuts. What's your outlook?
Look, it's going to be the Gulf, the countries, the Saudi, the UAE, Kuwait, and of course Russia, that are the ones that are dominant in this, are going to carry most of the weight. Maybe Iraq too, but I don't think people expect to see large cuts from other places. And we know that Iran and Venezuela and a couple other countries are going to probably slide in production anyway.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.